Greetings in Jesus' precious name. It is Tuesday morning, the 11th of April, 2023, and this is your friend Angus Buchan with a thought for the day. We start off in Psalm 34 and verse 19. Many are the afflictions of the righteous, but the Lord delivers him out of them all. And then we go to the New Testament, to the second book of Corinthians. And I start off with chapter 11, reading two verses, 24 and 25. Paul says, from the Jews, 5 times I received 40 stripes minus 1. 3 times I was beaten with rods. Once I was stoned. 3 times I was shipwrecked. A night and a day I have been in the deep. And he goes on and on. Then we go to 2 Corinthians chapter 12 and verses 8 and 9. I pleaded with the Lord 3 times that it may depart from me. That's the thorn in the flesh. And he said to me, my grace is sufficient for you, for my strength is made perfect in weakness. And then he goes on to say in verse 10, for when I am weak, then I am strong. Are you feeling a bit down today, my dear friend? Are you feeling forsaken? Are you feeling that you just can't take it anymore? Well, I want to tell you, there is a man in the Bible who really understands how you are feeling. Paul the Apostle. He wrote 2/3 of the New Testament. I believe he is Jesus' main champion. This man was so beaten up because of his stand for Christ. They said he walked bow-legged because of the beatings he had taken on his back, and it had affected his spine. He was partially blind. I believe that thorn in the flesh was his sight. Remember when he was knocked off his horse on the road to Damascus, he was blind. Ananias prayed for him, but I believe the Lord left him partially blind because the Lord was using him. Friends, if you're going through a tough time at the moment and you say, where is God? Why has he forsaken me? Maybe it's not that. Maybe he's preparing you for a great work ahead. Do you know that man, Paul, I believe when he was led into the meetings, you'll probably find that an assistant took him by the hand and led him in. Because some of the letters he says, look, I signed it with my own handwriting. I believe his face must have looked like one of those old-fashioned prize fighters who used to box without gloves on. His face must have been so disfigured, broken nose, cauliflower ears. When he was a young man and he was seeking to destroy the Christians, he was very loud-mouthed, very self-opinionated. But after he'd been beaten and thrashed and stoned and left for dead, I believe he didn't have to say too much. When he walked in, he must have worn all his trophies on his body. The people would have stood in awe. You know, when they sent him to Rome, he was put in a house there for a couple of years. The people used to line up outside his house just to meet him, to speak with this champion, this man, this gladiator for Jesus Christ. And eventually, of course, they cut his head off with a sword. But he had a reason to get up in the morning. He had a reason to live. He wasn't a man that was moaning all the time. He was rejoicing that God had seen fit to use him. Today, remember, it doesn't matter what you're going through. God has got a work for you to do. Stand up straight, man and woman of God, and know that this is only going to last for a short time. And then the Lord's coming to take us back to be with him in glory forever. Jesus bless you. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye.